And action.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to the Loud Poets documentary. I'm Doug. So right now, the band is rehearsing with Freddie, and it's sounding amazing. I can see Katie sitting at the table. I'm pretty sure she's doing busy work. I've been doing nothing, just, hanging out with a notebook. Hashtag I am loud. Catherine is here eating a blueberry muffin yogurt.
It's horrible.
Apparently it's horrible.
My part in Loud Poets is sort of developing right now because we've got extra members of the band just now that we didn't have before. And for me, the dynamic has shifted since Sam joined because he and we do a lot of music together, but it's hard because we're both sort of trying to lead it in a sort of way. I'm more familiar with how this poetry thing actually works, but Sam's definitely more the composing person. I'm more sort of the conductor, I guess. But it's interesting because Sam, as I said, he writes a lot of music as well. So I think he sees himself as the leader more than me, which is something we sort of need to work on and work out what's actually happened with that. I'd rather we all chipped in together and did our own thing. But there's been a couple of comments that Sam said involving the fact that he's the band leader that I'm not entirely sure the rest of the band agree with. We'll see how that develops as it goes today. Today, we're mainly working on stuff with Freddie, because we've not actually done music to his poems before. He wasn't in Brighton, so we need to work out what we're doing with that. So we've worked out, I think it's the X-Men cartoon theme tune. I'm not familiar with it myself, but it seems to work pretty well. Everyone's excited about it for some reason.
Holy shit! Right to the beginning, I was just like, oh, I'm so ready, I'm so ready, I'm so ready, and then it's just like, do it!
With your nerd.
I don't quite understand, but it sounds pretty cool. So we're gonna do the second one of that in a minute as well.
Where are they?
Should we run the poem and then wait to the point of speed?
When I'm indicating where they are, like I'll keep my chords basically the same, but just like volume will go up a little bit, and then you guys just want to start.
I was sat with my great uncle, watching birds, in his ex-wife's back garden in Evansville, Indiana, when he turned to me and he said, "This world isn't any good." And I turned to him and I said, "Because what do you say to that?"
When we're doing a poem, or doing music to a poem, I'd usually like to hear the poem by itself first and sort of find where the natural sort of rises and falls of it actually are. And then if we do get a riff or something from Jack or Sam or myself, like a melody or something, we can find out, first of all, how to introduce it. So usually a poem will start quite mellow or like just with drums or something or just with piano. And then it'll kind of grow and grow into a sort of medium thing. And then usually there's a poignant part. Like poetry is basically all the same, we found out while doing this. There's always a little bit of an intro and then a big sort of medium thing, then a really soft and sensitive thing, and then we go back to the bookend part. So all poems are basically the same structure. All you need to do is work out what the themes are and how to relate that to the music. So that's mainly what the process is.
I really loved the change into bow. I recognize that part's quite short, so I think I'll just.
Okay, though, short.
The plucking thing works for most of it.
I think the plucking thing works for most. I think you can maybe build up with the bow slightly sooner, like up towards the when you say you came from across the sea, and then go back to down to like maybe keeping it like either very low or plucking. Maybe Jack, if you want to do some stuff over the top of that bit instead.
Across the sea visual.
Yeah, across the sea. Either a case of you play like really slow legato notes, and Jack, you start to take the lead with doing some cool like just make it almost like I like to imagine. I'd say even slower than that. For the across the sea section, I'd say like just head across the sea. That's meant to be a quiet down section. Just the length of the bars, and you just do stuff.
Raise my faith and hope to believe in goodness. But no amount of goodness can save you from the small town death. You know, when your moment is past, this is your life, forever, stuck at the end of a cigarette, and all you've got is thinking about all those things that you ain't never gonna be. Manifest Destiny to me is a piece that I keep coming back to and rewriting parts of it. It's a piece that's very current, but also is really rooted in who I am and where I come from. A lot of my family is from Evansville, Indiana, and I have visited them in the past. I think I'm a little bit mean to it in the poem, which is acknowledgeable. But to me, something that I want to look at whenever I'm performing it is that feeling of being stuck somewhere and knowing that you need to leave a place in order to become who you're meant to be. I call that small town syndrome, and I feel like I've lived with that for a lot of my life. But it's something that is very personal, but I also know a lot of people do recognize that as a feeling. Outside of that, there's a line in the poem that is a quote, and it's a quote from Bruce Springsteen in 1977 in Paris. He was talking about his father, and he was talking about his father kind of sitting on this porch, thinking about all those things he was never going to be. And that really struck with me, because that is definitely sums up what the poem is about, especially what the character Manifest Destiny is to me. A whole lot of emptiness. I don't know why we try to make more of it. Listen to these people. All their words are word song.
Oh, there's definitely something.
Cool. That was beautiful, guys.
Cheers. Funky door.
Really good.
Whoop. So we know what we're doing. There's just basically two rise and falls bits.
It says scream, it feels like it's just coming
yeah,
like in the right place.
like we'll keep it relatively loose.
Yeah.
When you say "let me tell you," Woody, I think we should just all cut out. I think like just at the start when you were about to say "Manifest Destiny is real," I think we should just like all just hold on with it, and then just like.
Let me tell you, Manifest Destiny is real. I've seen him riding this 1980s Yamaha X8850 eastbound on the 62nd near Evansville, Indiana, like he was the pioneer saint of tarmac and unachieved dreams. He was wearing this beat-up tank top and no helmet, with the words faith and hope tattooed on the back of his clenched wrists, and he was riding 120 miles per hour into the sunset, screaming, and I swear to God, he was beautiful. Ready to go? Yep. Cool. Cool. I was bird watching with my great uncle in his ex-wife's back garden in Evansville, Indiana, when he turned to me and said, "I've lost my faith in goodness." Now, I don't know what to say to something like that when someone's so convinced
of their own pain, all you can do is sit there and shut your goddamn university-educated, boy-kissing, flower power hippie, everybody's equal so why not just give them a chance, left of center, got all those answers, mouth. And watch the birds. Because I don't got no answers. Not when I'm sat in the rusty ass end of nowhere with family that I love. All I've got is stories. And I want to tell you a story. Because Manifest Destiny is real. I've seen him. Riding this 1980s Yamaha XS850 eastbound on the 62nd near Evansville, Indiana. Like he was the pioneer saint of tarmac and unachieved dreams. He was wearing this beat-up tank top and no helmet, with the words faith and hope tattooed on the back of his clenched wrists. And he was riding 120 miles per hour into the sunset, screaming, and I swear to God, man, he was beautiful, like they always are. He came from across the sea, raised by faith and hope to believe in goodness. But I'll tell you this thing about goodness. I don't believe in it. Not when I'm sat in the dark and all I've got is those thoughts, thinking about all those things that I'm never gonna be. It's enough to just make you wanna scream or ride 120 miles per hour into nothing. Your wheels, the flaming seraphim of the second coming, it's you, Manifest Destiny, forged in the Heart of Faith by Jill Scott Heron, who I heard through Kanye West ask, who will survive in America? The answer is you. It always has been. It always will be. Now after that, we found him, sat alone in the darkness, his head a burning, and his hands gripped this rifle that he pointed at the exposed heart of God. And I'll tell you something, it's one hell of a life. And all it takes is one rush of those enormous wings of the night for us to feel the force of the universe exploding in our face as if to say, you don't need to try so hard. You can lay your weapons down. Because I love you. That's a mighty rare thing. Love. In the end, all I've ever been is birdsong.